What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today, we got some awesome topics for you guys, like always, so let's go ahead and get right into it. 20 minutes of Dragon Quest Builders for the Nintendo Switch gameplay has been revealed at the Tokyo Game Show. We get the first look of the game running on Nintendo's hybrid device. Square Enix debuted 20 minutes of gameplay footage from the recently announced Switch version of Dragon Quest Builders during Tokyo Game Show 2017. The Nintendo Switch version of Dragon Quest Builders adds a great Saber Cub for players to ride in the game's free build mode. The Saber Cub boosts players' speed and grants them special materials by defeating enemies. Dragon Quest Builders is now available for the PlayStation 4 and PS Vita, and for the PlayStation 3 only in Japan. The Switch version will launch worldwide in spring 2018. You can check out some gameplay footage as you're doing so here, and I am absolutely thrilled that Square Enix decided to bring this game to Nintendo Switch. To me, this is probably going to be best played on the Nintendo Switch. One, if they take advantage of HD Rumble, and two, because of the Nintendo Switch's nature as a hybrid device. These type of games, whether it comes to Minecraft style, the resource and gathering, collecting, RPGs, stuff like SteamWorld Dig, play best on the Nintendo Switch because you can take that experience anywhere that you have to go. SteamWorld Dig 2, I think I've spent more than half the time playing just lying down. So to me, stuff like this is so good to see on the Nintendo Switch. I started playing Dragon Quest Builders on the PlayStation 4. I didn't know if there would be a Nintendo Switch version of the game. If I knew that there would be one, then I would have not bought the game on the PlayStation 4, but I did hear that Dragon Quest Builders 2, there was that announcement that that is going to be coming to Nintendo Switch, so I wanted to try out the first game. I really wanted to try it out just to see if I'd like it, to see if I should be hyped like everyone else is being hyped. I know there's a lot of people out there that told me, oh, this game is awesome, but I never played it. So I wanted to try it out, liked it, played it for a while, but then once they announced, yo, like this game is coming to the Switch, I'm like, all right, done playing the PlayStation 4 version because I can only play it on my TV, and obviously streaming on the PlayStation 4 is not as good as streaming on the Nintendo Switch when it comes to the hookups and what you have to do inside the settings and all of that. So cannot wait for this one, spring 2018. We've got a lot of games for 2017, so I think I'm set when it comes to 2017. Fire Emblem, Mario, Xenoblade, Skyrim, Doom. I mean, there's just so many games coming, so I'm good for 2017. I'm okay that this game is waiting a bit, and I think it's smart for this game to wait because there are a lot of killers in the lineup when it comes to things. So 2018 spring is fine by me. We got some great titles launching early 2018 with stuff like, I think probably No More Heroes will probably be out sometime in the first half. On top of that, we have Project Octopath launching in spring 2018. There's a new Kirby game launching in spring 2018, plus this one right here. So I think I'm going to be set as far as games go when it comes to 2017, and 2018 is looking pretty good. So what do you guys think about this Dragon Quest Builders Nintendo Switch footage, and will you be picking up the game? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Battle Chasers Night War has been officially delayed on the Nintendo Switch. So all signs kind of pointing to this. They've been really mum when it comes to the Nintendo Switch version, saying that there might be a delay. There kind of is a delay. Maybe it's a slight delay, but now we do know that there will be an official delay of Battle Chasers Night War on the Nintendo Switch. So here is the full update from Airship Syndicate on the Nintendo Switch version of the game and why it's being delayed. As of now, the Nintendo Switch version is delayed, and we're not quite sure till when. We're waiting on some updates to Unity that we'll need before we can comfortably promise a release date for the game. We know this is a hotly anticipated version of Night War, so we don't take such delays lightly, but our #1 priority is making sure the version we release performs up to expected standards. Once we have a reliable date we can promise, you'll be the first to know. We don't expect this delay to be significant, but it is a bit of an unknown. It's still possible to change your selected platform on battlechasers.com if you'd prefer not to wait. We appreciate everyone's patience. We're excited for it too. So this is unfortunate this game was delayed, but once again, Unity is kind of junky on the Nintendo Switch at this point. Obviously, there are some games that launch in Unity and they're fine, but from what I've understood, there are issues with Unity when it comes to Nintendo Switch that still haven't been resolved at this point, that are still going on. Now, Nintendo Switch is a new platform. People are still trying to update things, but the fact that something like Doom can be coming to Nintendo Switch and is eventually going to be running at 720p 30 frames per second, and they can get it going, just kind of shows you kind of how junky Unity is on Wii U, because look at Doom and then look at Battle Chasers Night War. And we've seen this before with other Unity-based games. Super Bomberman R had many issues when it first launched, and then they had to really work on things, but there's been some major compromises. They can't even do the game at 1080p 60 frames per second. They have to do 720p 30 frames per second, and that was an update months after the game launched, and even the single player can't do full 1080p 60 frames per second. They had to rob that to 30 frames per second. And that game is nowhere near using anywhere of the full power of the Nintendo Switch, especially considering games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are 1080p 60 frames per second and look a lot better than Super Bomberman R. We also saw I Am Setsuna at the launch of the Nintendo Switch. That was 1080p 30 frames per second, and once again, that game looks nowhere near as good as something like ARMS, which is 1080p 60 frames per second, or other games Nintendo has released, or heck, other games third-party developers have released on the system. So it is unfortunate, but this is just how Unity is. We probably won't get a full fix to Unity probably well into next year. That's finally when they're going to shape things up, but who knows on this one, man. So unfortunate for those who are looking forward to it. I know guys like Retro Death are really into this franchise and want to see it on the Nintendo Switch and want to play the Nintendo Switch version. I was really interested in it, but what THQ Nordic started saying about the Switch kind of turned me off a little bit to what they were doing there. So yes, there will be a delay. So if you want to change your platform, you can definitely do so, or you can wait for the Nintendo Switch version. It's up to you. So what do you guys think about this news here? Are you going to be changing your platform, or are you going to wait for the Nintendo Switch version? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. Intelligent Systems says experience from Fire Emblem Heroes will help them work on future games. So Intelligent Systems has been making Fire Emblem games now for many years, decades at this point. However, with Fire Emblem Heroes, the studio had to rethink its approach to game design. Intelligent Systems and Nintendo weren't just going to take the gameplay that we know and love from the Fire Emblem franchise and plop it onto mobile devices, because it probably wouldn't have worked that way. So the unique experience that they did do with Fire Emblem Heroes will help Intelligent Systems moving forward. That's according to Koihei Maeda, one of the game's directors. Maeda recently talked to IGN, and this is what he had to say. Quote, "What we've learned working on Fire Emblem Heroes will really help us as we work on future games. As we're working on future games, we're thinking about what it is fans want and what it is fans like, and we're able to look at the data we get from Fire Emblem Heroes and apply that." So that's interesting that he says that, because mobile devices, especially these mobile games, you know what I'm saying, like they can really provide data as far as what characters people are using, what people get excited about when it comes to these games, what are people using the most, what type of strategies and tactics. So I think that's what he's talking about here, is what people want to play, how they want to play it, and they're going to apply that to what they do in the future. Now, because Fire Emblem Heroes is a very different type of game from other Fire Emblems, obviously there are some similarities, but it's definitely simplified. But the fact that this game is continuing to go as long as it is, especially when nobody thought that this game would be popular. People thought, oh well, it's Fire Emblem. Obviously Fire Emblem is popular on dedicated devices, but can it be popular in the mobile device realm, especially when Super Mario Run necessarily doesn't have a ton of people playing that game every single day, and there's no microtransactions, and people complained that it was too expensive even when it didn't have microtransactions. You get the full game for the $10 price tag. So the fact that this game actually outshines Super Mario Run is really telling on the mobile industry as far as what people want. People want microtransactions in the mobile industry. It seems like it. They don't want normal games that are normally priced. So that's one thing that they did notice, that people want those microtransactions. But I think that they can take some of the better things from what they've done with Fire Emblem Heroes and apply that to the actual core main of games. So we'll see if that actually transfers over to Fire Emblem on the Nintendo Switch. Obviously this game is going to be a traditional Fire Emblem experience, like they've already said, and they've also said the game is going to look beautiful on the Nintendo Switch, so I can't wait for that. Just looking at the models that we see in Fire Emblem Warriors, obviously that game is built on an engine that's going to be completely different from Fire Emblem on the Nintendo Switch, so that looks pretty good as far as Fire Emblem Warriors and the models they've put into the game when you see the cutscenes. So I can only imagine what a game built ground up for the Nintendo Switch is going to look like when it comes to the Fire Emblem universe. Cannot wait for that. Super hyped for Fire Emblem on the Nintendo Switch. And it was funny because this game, Fire Emblem for the Switch, that was announced back in February. Can you guys believe that? Before the Switch even launched, that game was announced. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, oh, wait a minute, when was that game? even announced. Yeah, it was announced before the Switch launched. It was announced in February after the January presentation. So Nintendo will drop bombs at any point when it comes to different game announcements. And trust me, there are going to be a lot more surprise game announcements probably before the end of the year. We're going to be hearing about some things for 2018. We're going to be hearing about some things that are going to shock people out there, man. So this is why Nintendo is the most exciting company when it comes to video games, in my opinion, because you never know when they're just going to say Nintendo Direct, or they're just going to say, yo, this is coming for the Switch, like Doom, Wolfenstein, stuff like that is just out of nowhere. People didn't expect it, man. So that's the reason why I like covering Nintendo the most, man, because you never know what you're going to get with this company. And heck, since they don't get everything, whenever they do get something, it's like, yo, hype, we're actually getting this, and we can play it anywhere we want, man. So it's pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think about Fire Emblem on the Nintendo Switch. You guys hyped up for that game? In addition to Fire Emblem Heroes, them taking their data and applying that to future games. On top of that, everything that we talked about, Dragon Quest, let me know in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier, be entered to win some awesome prizes. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop tournaments from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.